Okay, let's talk about charts. You know, those lines and bars that can sometimes feel a little confusing. Well, we're about to change all that. Together, we're going to learn how to find the clear, confident, and really powerful stories that are hiding inside the data. So, let's dive right in. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're staring at a chart, trying to sound smart, and the best you can come up with is, it went up. I mean, you're not wrong, but it doesn't really tell the whole story, does it? It feels like we're leaving all the good stuff out.
And that is exactly what we're here to fix. Over the next few minutes, we're going to build your very own data storytelling toolkit. Think of it like a set of power tools that will let you look at any chart and describe it with total precision and, honestly, a bit of style.
All right, first things first, we have to start with the foundation. These are the four basic trends, and once you master these, you're on your way to building any data story you want. So let's tackle that upward trend. Instead of just saying it went up, let's really upgrade your vocabulary. We've got words like rise, increase, grow, or climb. Each one just paints a slightly different, more professional picture. So here's how that looks in a real sentence. The number of tourists rose significantly. See? Can you feel the difference? It sounds so much more descriptive and confident than just, it went up. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. For downward trends, we've got a whole other set of precise tools. Words like fall, decline, drop, and decrease, these are your go-to words for describing when things are heading south. And here it is in action. The unemployment rate fell dramatically. That one word, fell, immediately gives you such a clear image of what actually happened. It's simple, but it's powerful. But, data isn't always so neat and tidy. What do you do when the line on the chart is just all over the place? Well, for that, we have words to describe that instability. Fluctuate and vary are absolutely perfect for telling the story of an unpredictable up and down trend.
For example, you could say, oil prices fluctuated wildly. That one sentence just instantly communicates a story of volatility, of chaos and change. It perfectly captures the messiness in the data.
And finally, our fourth foundational tool is for those times when, well, not a whole lot is going on. For data that's holding a flat line, you can use phrases like remain stable, remain steady, or stay constant. For instance, the figure remains stable at 40%. Now, this is so important. Describing when something doesn't change is just as crucial as describing a huge spike or drop. It gives everything context and really completes the picture. Okay, so we've got our basic verbs down. But how did the numbers change? Was it a massive, sudden jump or more of a slow crawl? Let's level up and add some real power with modifiers. This is where a single word can change the entire story. A number can rise dramatically, which implies this huge, sudden shift, or it could increase steadily, which suggests a much more consistent, predictable pace. You see, a slight fall tells a completely different story than a dramatic one. These words are what add that crucial layer of precision. So, we have our core words, we have our modifiers, now we just need the glue. We need the right grammar to connect our awesome story back to the actual numbers on the chart. And don't worry, the grammar here is super simple but incredibly powerful. You use from, to show a range. You use by for the amount of change, like it rose by 10%. You use to for the final destination. It rose to 60%. And you use at to pinpoint a specific figure on the chart. Easy, right? All right, this is the moment we've been building up to. We have gathered all the tools for our toolkit. Now, let's put them all together and see how we can build some truly impressive sentences that tell a complete, compelling data story. Okay, let's break this one down. We have our verb, rose. We have our powerful adverb, dramatically. And we have our grammar glue, from 20% to 45%. You see how it all just clicks together? It's a perfect little self-contained story. Let's look at another one. Fell is our verb, gradually is the adverb that describes the pace, and then we add that extra bit of detail, reaching its lowest point at just 10%. It's so detailed, so precise, and just incredibly clear. Now for a tricky one. Fluctuated considerably. That tells us the trend and its intensity right away. But then we add a key moment, peaking at 80 million barrels, which gives the listener a really crucial anchor point within all that chaotic movement. And finally, see, even stability can be described beautifully. Remained relatively stable totally sets the scene, and hovering around 5% gives us a really nice numerical sense of what that stability actually looked like. This right here is what masterful data description sounds like.
And just like that, you have it, a new communication superpower. You can now officially move beyond just saying it went up and start telling the real story hidden inside any set of data.
So just remember the formula. It's pretty simple. Start with the core trend. Is it up, down, fluctuating, or stable? Then add a precision modifier to give it some detail. And finally, use your connecting grammar to tie it all back to the numbers. That's your whole toolkit in a nutshell.
So the tools are officially yours now. The next time you see a chart, don't just see a bunch of lines and numbers. Ask yourself, what's the real story here? Because now you actually have the language to tell it.